In this first video on commas in complex sentences, we will talk about when to use a comma with the coordinating conjunction. In order to understand this video, you should first watch our video on subject, predicate, and object in a sentence in our grammar section. Some vocabulary first. What is a coordinating conjunction? Coordinating conjunctions join parts of a sentence together. Specifically, they include this list of words: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. And the most common by far are and, but, and so. So if you only want a basic lesson, you can just worry about and, but, and so. But if you want to memorize the list, you can use the first letter of each word to form the word fanboys. F, A, N, B, O, Y, S. Fanboys as an acronym. The next vocabulary term, an independent clause. An independent clause is a sentence by itself. It has a subject and a predicate. So this is why you need to see our subject, predicate, object video to understand this video thoroughly. But the predicate of a sentence is the verb or the action, and the subject is what is doing that verb or action. So in the sentence, the cat jumps, the predicate is jumps, and what is doing the jumping, the cat, is the subject. When to use a comma with the coordinating conjunctions for, and, nor, or, but, yet, and so. When both sides of the conjunction have an independent clause, that's when you want a comma. If only one side has an independent clause, you don't need a comma. So, to make it simpler, when both sides of the conjunction have both a subject and a predicate. For instance, I eat food and I drink water. I is the subject, eat is the predicate, food, and I is the subject, drink is the predicate, water. So we need a comma with the conjunction and, because each side of the sentence is an independent clause. But here, I eat food, I is the subject, eat is the predicate, and drink water. Drink is the predicate, it's the action, what's being done. But who or what is drinking? I, back here again. So there's no subject after and. There's no subject on this side of the sentence. Therefore, we do not need a comma with and in this sentence. Here you see this done with a period. I eat food. I drink water. If a period would be correct, you need a comma with the conjunction. If a period would not be correct, you do not need a comma with the conjunction. Let's do some more examples to make this clearer. One way of thinking about it is the way of the period that I just told you. I am here, period. I have cookies. This sentence has a predicate, am, and a subject, I. And this sentence has a predicate, have, and a subject, I. So there's a period in between them. I am here, and I have cookies. A comma and a conjunction was able to replace the period. I is a subject, the predicate am. I is a subject, the predicate have. Both sides of the conjunction have both subject and a predicate, so the conjunction needs a comma. A quick note that you should always, always, always find the predicate first. And then to find the subject, you ask yourself the question, who or what is doing this action? Who or what has cookies? I. It helps you not pick the wrong word as the subject. She took the test. She took. She failed. She failed. She took the test, but she failed. Both sides have a subject and a predicate, so you need a comma with the conjunction. I see a cat. It is the five-toed calico. I see a cat, and it is a five-toed calico. Both sides of the conjunction have a subject and a predicate, so you need a comma with the conjunction. Let's look at it a different way. I see a cat sitting on the table. I see a cat, and it is sitting on the table. It is, and I see. Each side of this comma and conjunction has a subject and a predicate, therefore you need a comma with the conjunction. Here we see a conjunction, and, but no comma. Let's examine why. I teach that class on Tuesdays and every other Thursday. I is the subject here, and teach is the predicate. Every other Thursday. There's no predicate in the second half of the sentence, so we do not need a comma with and. Here we see a similar sentence, but there is a comma with and. Let's examine why. I teach that class on Tuesdays, and I teach it every other Thursday. I is the subject, teach is the predicate. I is the subject, teach is the predicate. Both sides of the conjunction have a subject and a predicate, so it needs a comma. And the same rule applies here on this last one. I want to dispute that claim, comma, and I have evidence to support me. Whereas here, I want to dispute that claim and use evidence to support me. There's no subject after the conjunction, so you don't need a comma. So in order to determine if you need a comma with a coordinating conjunction, you need to be really, really good at identifying the subject and the predicate. The reason that we didn't go very far into that explanation here is because there's another video about that in our grammar section, which we can link to you in the description of this video. If you watch that video, it should be clearer how to do this.